Hi chess fans, we are looking at the game between Alexandra Kosteniuk and Alexandra Goryachkina from the Russian Championship. The video contains 7 training questions to help you improve your chess. White played e4 and after e6, d4, d5, knight c3, knight f6, we have the advanced variation of the French defense. Knight fd7, f4, c5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop e3, a6, queen d2, b5. This is a very theoretical position, and in this position white has more than 6 main moves. What are some ideas of white in this position? Take a look. Training question number 1. So one idea is a3 against the plan of b4, and if b4, then a takes, c takes, knight a4, and white has the plan to develop the bishop, push this pawn and castle short and attack the king. Another plan is to simply take and release the tension here, exchange a few pieces, and then move queen f2 to attack the knight, and again moving the bishop to d3 and castling and attacking the king. Other moves include bishop d3, bishop e2, very flexible, and even knight to d1, planning c3 to strengthen the center and bringing the knight to f2 and then pushing again on the king's side. But in this position, white played a very interesting move, queen f2. It's also a main move. The idea is to put more pressure on the c5 square. The game continued, queen to b6, bishop d3 developing, and in this position c takes happened. But what would you say after c4, bishop e2? Training question number 2. How do you evaluate this position? So positionally, black is playing here on the queen side with moves like pushing the pawns forward here, and white is attacking on the king side. So generally, positionally, closing the center off here like this is a bad idea because black gives away a lot of the leverage and the attack that he has in the center and on the queen side. Usually the game continues that just white moves the pieces away, black tries to push the pawn, but then black doesn't reach much here. On the other hand, white is very safe, castles short and attacks the king. So for example, even if black plays very aggressively, b4, knight to a4 hitting the queen, b3 protecting the knight, bishop e7, and white's attack has already come to a stop in this position. So after castle, castle, h4, bishop e7, h5, white is holding all the trumps in the position, and black cannot really do much. And white just can play g4, queen c7, g5, and you can see the queen comes to g3, the knight comes over here, all the pieces attack the king, and black has not really reached anything. So that's why in this position, even though the bishop is on the square and it looks kind of nice to push this pawn forward to attack the bishop, it's actually quite a bad idea positionally. So that's why Alexandra played c takes, and after knight takes, bishop c5, putting more pressure, the knight drops back to e2 to protect, b4, castle, a5, c4, would have probably also been possible to play c3 here in this position, c4 very aggressive, and after d takes, knight takes, castle, very typical French position as well. Training question number 3, what is white's plan and how to prepare for that plan? Okay, white's plan is to push these pawns forward and attack the king, and the knight is supporting this push. But if the pawn moves forward now and the knight moves forward here, black has the resource bishop takes, and then for example after knight takes to win this pawn and the attack is gone. So that's why white is preparing this plan with rook f to e1. And you might ask, okay, white is attacking, why is not the other rook coming in to the attack? Well, after rook f e1, black actually can play bishop to a6, and white doesn't want to exchange this bishop here just now. So the bishop drops back, and here you can see that the rook is better on e1 because on f1 it would be attacked right now. Okay, the rook fd8, rook ac8, rook ac8. White finally pushes the pawn, which is the main plan in the position. And training question number 4, if black takes here, is that possible? Can black take this pawn? Okay, the answer is no, because white has f takes e with the threat of e takes f check, and after knight d3 attacking the queen and the rooks, the queen comes in, and there is some tactical things happening here right now, but in the end it's better for white. You can see already how dangerous black's king is. Okay, so that's why in this position black played king to h8, f takes, and now knight takes e5. Training question number 5. How can white now win the game nonetheless? What's the winning move in this position? So e takes, knight allows knight to g4, and in this position white has rook takes and giving the queen and then knight e6 and also wins. But the problem with e takes f is basically this knight move. So there's an easier plan. Rook takes, sacrificing the exchange, and now if the knight to g4 comes, we can take, and if knight takes, we have again a discovered attack here on the queen. So the queen has to move away, and then we win this pawn and mate. And we win this rook and mate. So after rook takes, the knight to g4 plan is not possible so easily anymore. After rook takes in this position, we have now e7 attacking the rook, and after rook e5, this discovered attack on the rook and the queen. So what happened in the game was queen takes, but now we still have this discovered attack. The queen has to move away, and now e7 push. And in this position here, training question number 6, if the rook moves to e8, what is the winning combination? A lot of tactics today in this video. What's the winning move? Bishop to d4. The idea is that this rook wants to take on f7 to attack the rook, and the knight is defending this pawn, so bishop to d4 attacks the defender of that square. And for example, after the f6, simply takes, and now we have even knight to d6, queen c6, and white wins the game. So that's why in the position black doesn't play rook e8, but maybe the little bit more daring move, knight to d3, attacking the queen. And training question number 7, the last question in this movie, what is the winning move now? White's queen is attacked, but the winning move is knight to h6, and the idea is that after g takes, the queen comes in with mate. So in the game, black played queen takes, but now white has knight take, and in this position, after the king moves to g8, we take with discovered attack, and if the king moves back, we can give another check, and then win the queen with a discovered attack on the king and an attack on the queen as well. So I hope you enjoyed this game. Very tactical, very interesting attack in the French defense. And I hope you learned a lot from the 7 training questions to improve your chess. I'm looking forward to seeing you back here again soon.